Hi, my name is Melissa, and the technology I chose to learn and create a tutorial for is OneNote. OneNote is described as a digital note-taking app for your devices. It gathers users' notes, drawings, screen clippings, and audio commentaries. Notes can be shared with other OneNote users over the internet or in network. I have not used OneNote personally, but I have had many people tell me how great it is, so I wanted to learn more about it so I can use it in the future. First, I'll start with a short PowerPoint, and then we'll go into the demonstration. For learning this technology, it's useful if you've had some experience with Microsoft Word or another word processor. This is not necessary, but some of the functions are the same, so you would learn OneNote faster than if you were not familiar with the word processor. For some reason, OneNote links to Microsoft Outlook or Hotmail, so if you wanted to link your email, you would need one of those in order to take meeting notes. It's probably linked this way since Microsoft owns all of those. Finally, OneNote is free. It comes with most Windows operating systems, or if you purchase Microsoft Office Suite, but it can also be downloaded separately for free. It's available on most devices, such as laptops, tablets, and phones. And when you download, make sure you're downloading the newest version, which is just called OneNote, and not OneNote 2016, which is the older version. OneNote is very useful for keeping track of lists, notes, or other documents. It's easy to organize, and you can immediately see every page within a section with tabs instead of having to click through hierarchical folders on a laptop to find specific documents or text. It's easy to share with others, it's easy to input other formats like audio, videos, or files, and it's easily accessible. If you take notes on your laptop, then you need them when you're out later, you can just pull out your phone and look on the app, and you'll have the same information as long as you log in with the same account information. And this also ensures you don't lose anything. You can also search within documents, easy by typing in the search bar. There's a lot of different things you can use OneNote for. You can use it for work, school, or for personal purposes. It can function in many ways and even does math equations. I personally also like some of the special features. One is the immersive reader tool, which reads the document out to you. You can control how fast it is read and other things. And it also gives you a hint as to how to make your notes more accessible for those who may have disabilities with technology. Custom tagging was also recently introduced, which lets you tag your documents in order to help you find them easier later. And finally, there are some other tools that work with OneNote, such as OneNote Web Clipper and OneNote Save Emails. So the first one clips parts or whole web pages and saves them in the OneNote file that you designate it to save in. And the email saves specific emails that you pick to, again, a specific OneNote file. And this can make doing research or saving important emails really easy for people. OneNote is relevant to libraries and archives because it can help anyone in their daily life. A library science or archives professional can use OneNote to help organize their notes, research, or even information in their personal life as well as professional. Since usually organization is very important to library science and archives professionals, this seems like a tool that would be very useful. Many librarians and archivists have to take a lot of notes about their collections or projects or do research on a certain topic. Using OneNote can make this a lot easier in saving research and organizing information. It's also easy to share your work with others using OneNote, and you can keep track of a large volume of information here. Being able to look at your notes from anywhere can also be very useful since you can't always be at a computer. Doing things like inventory of a space or a collection, accessioning a large collection, or other activities which require you to go look at something outside of the office makes OneNote very useful for note-taking without having to retype all those notes from your phone to your computer once you go back to the office. To get started, you just search for OneNote where you download other applications and you download it to your device. These are a few videos you might want to watch if you want to get an introduction for how to use the different functions and tools in OneNote. Since it's a little different from other word processors, it's good to watch at least one short video so you can get the hang of what OneNote can do. And these are some other resources you can look at to continue to learn about OneNote and how to use it. And these are some longer tutorials than the introductions, and they'll give you more detailed explanations about everything that OneNote can do. If you decide you're interested in using it often and want to know more about it, then you can look at these videos. And now we'll go into a demonstration of OneNote. So I'm just going to type in my search bar, OneNote, and I'm going to go to OneNote, not the 2016 version. I'm going to go just to OneNote. If you've never gotten into OneNote before, it will ask you to log in using one of those emails I mentioned. If you don't have one, it's easy to make one. So first I'll just show you the hierarchy here. So you have different notebooks that you can create, and you can divide this up however you want. If you use it for multiple things, you can do the work, home, school, or if you just use it for one thing, you can divide it whatever works best for you. Then you have sections after that, and then individual pages within those. So you can keep a lot here in a very small space, and it's easy to click through all of them and see immediately what each one has, like I said, without having to click through all these hierarchical folders and then go back up and back up. So that makes it really, really easy. There's also these recent notes that you can look at that makes it easy to see. This is one page that I have worked on just to show you a few things that OneNote can do. I'll go over all of them, but you can see videos, you can see clips from web pages, you can see audio over here, some numbers, some shapes, a link to a page, you can see a document, you can see meeting notes, you can see tags, all of which I will go over. So first, we're going to start with the Home tab up here on the left. Most of this is normal word processor functions, so the undo and redo, the clipboard, you can save and paste things. Some formatting for the text up here, which are pretty standard. The bullets and numbering and indentation headings, and then these are the tags. So this corresponds to these tags here, or you can add a custom tag, and it'll pop up on the header of the specific note, and this helps you search for specific tags in case you wanted to mark one or a few, and helps you find them a lot faster. That's pretty new, so people are still getting used to that one. We'll go to the Insert tab next. We'll have Table, pretty normal, that other word processors have. You can insert a file. That's what I did here. You just click File and opens your browser. Click on whatever you want, and it'll pop up here. You can also insert PDF and pictures the same way. If you want to insert an online video, all you have to do is go to a video, you clip the video hyperlink there, and you're going to put it in here, hit OK, and there's the video. And the cool thing about this is it plays directly in your OneNote page. It doesn't have to go to YouTube. It goes directly here. So that's a cool way to incorporate things without having to get to the actual web page to see that video. You can just watch it here. You can also link web pages, as I did here. So this is important in making what the text displays as. It's like an alt title. So you're going to want to put whatever you're linking to, you're going to want to make a title that tells people what it is. And that's especially important for people who use readers to read web pages to them, or documents that you may send them, so they know what they're actually being linked to, and they know they actually want to visit it or not. And it's also good for the rest of us to know where it's trying to link. There's also audio that you can insert. There is a separate audio tab, so we will get to that one. Excuse me. We have meeting details. You'll have to sign in to an email again over here. And if you have a meeting in whatever day, it'll tell you, and you can drag that over here, and this will pop up. And this will show you all the information about the meeting, like the date and time, location, the message for the invitation, and participants. So if you're taking notes for the meeting, that's a cool thing to have, so you know what context that's in. And then finally, there's also a symbol, which is pretty standard for word processors to insert different symbols. Go to the Draw tab next. So you have just your normal cursor here. This is a lasso, and the reason they have a lasso is because you can have a lot of different things going on in a document, not just text. So for Word, you just have a normal highlight, but there's a lot of things going on here. So you can highlight multiple things at once that are not necessarily all text. And this just gives you either less or more space on a page. You can insert space if you didn't want to just have to click enter, 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 which sometimes doesn't work, like I said, if you have a lot of different things going on. So you can just make more space or less space on a page. And these are our actual drawing functions. We have an eraser, but then we also have these pens and highlighters that draw. So one example Let's say if I try to draw a circle, it's not going to be very good. But if I do this ink to shape right here, let me lasso it. Let me do that better. Here we go. And ink to shape here. Why is this not working? Let's see. Maybe if I try to draw something. Okay, there we go. I just didn't even draw the circle well enough. So you can see that you have to be a little bit at least close to the shape for it to work. There we go. So that's a cool tool, or you could just insert a shape, which would probably be easier. But if you're on a tablet or a phone, then maybe you want to draw it by hand. And there's also this ink to text, which you can see is not lit up. So if I click on a pen here and I draw, let's say 5, it's not going to look super great. If I use this lasso again, it's lasso and come on lasso, there we go. And I just highlight this 5, and then I can click ink to text, and it makes it text. A lot prettier, easier for everyone to read. They don't want to read my bad handwriting. That's a cool feature to use, especially if we're going to share your notes with others. In this view screen, that's pretty normal things for the most part. You can go through the different panes, windows. We'll get to the immersive reader in a second. You can do zooming in and out, full page. You can change the page color, and you can see here how I've added lines. So it makes it look like an actual notebook, or you can just say none. You can change the color of the page. So, if I wanted it pink, then it's pink. You can look at your deleted notes, which is helpful if you accidentally delete something or you remember you need something. You can translate pages, which is how I got this page. You can pick which the whole page or select part of the page and set the languages you want it to translate, and it can translate it immediately. So that can be really useful again for sharing notes with others if maybe they speak a different language. So we'll go back to this immersive reader, and if you click on it, it opens this panel here, and this page will play. If you hit play, it'll read the text for you.
Link to page on NY.
And it'll just go in order of what is on the page. And you can change the speed and the voice here. So that's nice. And going up here, you can change what the text looks like in the reader. You can highlight parts of speech or syllables, which helps people maybe if they're learning to read. And you can also set some different preferences like language, line focus, etc. That's really nice. If we'll go back there, there's one more over here. If you want to do check accessibility, that's going to see, is it accessible to everyone that may go online? If they have problems seeing certain things, if they have problems, they can't read, something like that, it's going to tell you. See these alt text, missing alt text. If you don't have alt text, they don't know what they're looking at or what they're reading if they have a reader reading to them. So that alt text is important. If you don't have enough text color contrast, some people may not be able to read it. And things like that will pop up here. As you can see, there's a lot because I've just been doodling to give examples. If I was really doing this, I would ideally have almost or none so that people could actually look at it if I was needed to send it to anyone else. And I'll exit out of that. Finally, we have our audio tab. So if you hit record, it automatically records whatever you're saying. And then if you hit stop, it stops. And you can see it just pops up immediately here. And you can play it in the window. So that's really nice. If you need to, maybe you don't have time to type notes and you just want to record a quick message for yourself, that can be pretty nice. And you can go back later and listen. And then finally up here, we're going to go over these. The first one is just a search bar. So if you need to do something, it tells you exactly how to do it. So if you're wondering, oh, I know someone said you could do this, but I don't know how to do it, that'll help you out. This is just a notifications. This is to share. So if you want to share, you can share a whole notebook with someone or whatever you want to share. You just type their email and you tell them what they can do, sort of like on Google Docs, and you hit share. So that's pretty simple and really nice. There's just full screen and then some other settings that you can change up here. Pretty standard. And then finally, we're just going to go into a few other things that you can do that I mentioned in the presentation. So if you're here, let's say, I already have this up, but I'll get back. Just on a web page, I'm like, oh, I would like to save this because I think I might want to go to these. If you've installed the OneNote web clipper, all you do is click on that. You tell it what you want it to clip, about the full page, region, etc., where you want it to add it once you've clipped it. And you can pick any notebook, any section, any page, and clip, and it'll immediately pop up there. So that is really, really useful, especially if you're doing research, because it'll tell you exactly where it was clipped from. You'll have the exact page that it looked like. So instead of having to go back and forth to a web document or a Word document or something like that, that can be really, really useful to do research fast. And then finally, if you wanted to save your email, this is one that I had already done. If you forward an email to me at onenote.com, and as I said, it's an Outlook or a Hotmail or something like that, I just chose whatever email I could find, and it automatically sent it. After it took a minute or two, but it automatically sent, and I can look at this email. So if there's an important email I wanted to make sure was added as part of a section, I could just forward it and it would immediately pop up here. And so that's really useful and easy. There's obviously some more things that you can do that are a little bit more advanced, but I just wanted to go over the basics and show you how many different cool things that are available and how this is really, really useful for note taking and could be useful in your personal, school, or work life. And so that's as far as I'll go for this demonstration. If you want more information, check out those links that I had on the resources slides of my PowerPoint. And thanks for watching.